Working in this restaurant is just like working in any restaurant on the street. Keep going. Except for the fact that, you know, you have more regular customers here than you would in a regular restaurant because the same people eat here basically every day.
They start breakfast, we're ready to go at 7:30. So we do a wide range of menus and foods for the customers that actually work here.
How y'all doing?
The experience is exactly the same as if you would work in the real world.
I allow them to come up with their own ideas, their own menus. We Google recipes, we look at things on TV so I can come up with different specialties. Because again, the ladies are locked up, but they're not locked out. So I like to bring things in here so we can experiment different things. So again, I allow them to bring their ideas to me and I learn from them and they learn from me too as well.
Getting them ready for our salads today.
When I first heard about this program, the people that told me about it were loved it. But the way they explained it to me, I really didn't think this was where I'd want to go. They said it was really high paced, that it was kind of intense, that there was a lot of learning involved. But at the time when I was first incarcerated, I was really safe and comfortable doing the print shop.
Yeah, I think it tastes much better like that.
Might be a little too big.
The first time I learned about this program, I was at Brunswick and my neighbor told me that they had a culinary arts program at Unit 13. And she was telling me, you know, how much you could learn. And I've been in the restaurant business my whole life, but I never knew how to cook.
When I was at the old place at the print shop, one of the last things I did was catch toast on fire. And I burnt the whole toaster oven up. So when I felt like he was telling me to come out here, I was like, are you sure?
I was excited to be outside of prison. I'm a crybaby. I may have cried.
Oh, getting on the bus to come out here, I thought I was going to cry. You know, it was just getting back into the real world, watching people driving their cars and seeing people experiencing real life. And it was a little intimidating coming from a secured location where you don't really have a lot of outside contact.
It was nice to be back in a restaurant again. You know, that feels like home to me because that's where I've been forever.
You know, I was really good at baking out of a box at home, and when I got to the camp, I don't even cook in a microwave. I don't do any of that. So when I came out here, the woman that trained me for baking, she would do everything by touch. You know, you could touch the dough, and I was like, I am never gonna get it like that. I'm gonna constantly be measuring everything. And about 4 months later, you know, I'm like, no, see how it springs back? That's ready now, you know. This was about 4 months before I felt like I was kind of in my zone on a daily basis. So I've come a long way. I don't even catch anything on fire anymore. Exactly.
It's really teaching not just the stuff that I learned, but also I help teach the new girls that are coming in. I love that part. When you see the light bulb go off, or the excitement when someone made something that they never made before or learned something new, I really love that part.
The people here are really kind and very, just really supportive. I feel like I could learn anything, and I can, you know, I saw something on PBS over the weekend on the Great British Bake Off, and I came in on Monday and did it because they just give me kind of a way to practice what I want to do. This is perfect for me. You know, I can remember being a kid and watching the baking shows, but it never hit me. I just thought that looks so neat. But it's the perfect mix of science and making people happy and seeing your work. It's like, you know, it's really the perfect thing for me. I really look forward to using this for the rest of my life. Yeah, whether it be as a career or, you know, catering. I don't know exactly where, but I know this is going to be for the rest of my life.
I want to open my own restaurant. Or maybe a catering business. Miss Addison's going to be the dessert person and I'll be the cook person.
You guys have already worked this out.
Yes, we have plans. This program prepares you for the outside world. If that is in a restaurant, even though it's your first time working in a restaurant, go and try it and learn something new, because this is only going to make it better for you when you go home. Even, you know, I have some roommates that have never had a job before ever, but, you know, you got to start somewhere in changing your life. You don't want to be the same person leaving out, regardless of how much time you did, that you are when you came in.
I want them to have an opportunity, not on their second chance, maybe their third chance. Sometimes some of them might be their fourth chance. And we talk about their reentry and teaching them and giving them a goal, giving them a skill, giving them the opportunities to go back in society, to just say, like, we're gonna get this thing right. Because you know what? They're gonna come back to us. They're our neighbors. You know, they live around the corner, they live in our towns.
After you've been incarcerated for a little while and you're around that environment, you kind of start to wonder whether you're going to be able to transition back to, you know, dealing with real people, you know. But it's not as bad as I thought it was. In fact, it's not bad at all. You know, this has not only, you know, reminded me what it's like to be part of life, but it's also taught me how to deal with the stress and taught me how to, you know, channel my frustrations and stuff like that. It's really great. You know, I love being a positive influence or a positive example of the fact that rehabilitation works, that you can go do the wrong thing and still recover, you know, and it's really a good thing.
April 14th, 2014, when I first came down here. I learned a lot along the way. I would always be somewhere asking questions, you know, with the cooks, with the supervisors, Ms. Hawkins, Mr. Chambers, or whoever I was under, to learn. Everything I learned about food service, I learned during my incarceration. Everything they had to offer, I tried to get.
Wings, Apple Club, the Reuben quesadillas.
Listening to people when they come to the cash register, and for the few seconds that they have, they would give you an inspirational word or say, by the way, you know you can do this at home. And whether it's Mr. Clark, Mr. Robinson, or whoever may be, Miss Scott, anybody. They were having a job fair. I'm like, I'm going. Because what do I have under my belt but food service? Right now I have 8 years. Corporate America is not keen on taking me back right now, but I have to work. Why not use what I know? And I went in and I became a food service supervisor. The day they offered me the job, they knew at my interview, I'm an ex-offender. He said, I don't even know what to do with that. He said, but thank you for telling me. He said, and make sure you make a note of it, so when I say I want you, and they said, did you know, I'm gonna say I already knew. So they hired me, and I was an employee for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And the position I applied for was the Assistant Director of Food Operations at Greensville Correctional Center in Jarrett, Virginia. And I was given that job offer, and I am currently employed there today, presently. I never stopped. I never stopped because I believe Mr. Clark said, he said, give it a try. He told us, he said, listen, come back, we will hire you. His thing was, we have to show the community, if we won't take them back, why would we expect you to take them back? So if we take them back and we trust them to work within our agencies, our facilities, that gives the community a different picture of ex-offenders. You know, not only did we keep them, now we employ them. This blessing is not just for me. It's not just my blessing alone. That's why I'm here today sharing it. And I just want them to know to keep going, keep trying, do not give up. Do not give up, do not get down. And if you get down, just don't stay down. Your feelings get hurt, they don't call you back, it's okay. And before you transition, know there's life after incarceration. For those that's about to get out, whether within 6 months, 12 to 5 years, get everything that they have to give, because it's free. Every class, every program, anything they have to offer, take it and utilize it. Because at the end of the day, someone's going to say, who can we call? I'm going to give you this job, but you give me one name in the Department of Corrections that I can call to give you a good reference. And you would like to be able to give that name on demand without having to call and ask somebody, can I give your name? And that's the best feeling in the world, to say, well, okay, call Miss Copeland, call Mr. Chambers, call Miss Hawkins or somebody, and say, who is Ansela Rozier? And they will tell you.